In this video, I'll show you how to create an unplayable, unwinnable save file in Fire Emblem Path of Radiance in just about 3.5 minutes without any hacks or glitches. While I complete this irrelevant prologue, I'll mention that I'm using a few speedrunning strats to make the game move more quickly than normal, but knowing these strategies is not necessary for actually making the unplayable file. The only thing you do need to know to create this unwinnable save file is how the weapon management system works. In this game, you have the ability to discard your own weapons, and since none of the characters that we start out the game with can attack without weapons, if we can successfully discard all of our weapons, complete a chapter, and then save the game, we cannot continue because there will be no way of taking down the enemies in the future chapter that we're going to face. And there's no way to get new weapons either. We don't have access to a shop at this point, and even if we did, we don't have money. And while some of the enemies do have weapons that we would get upon killing them, we have no way to kill them, and we also don't have a thief at this point, so we can't steal them from them either. So the plan is, once this prologue ends, start the next chapter, discard everyone's weapons, complete the chapter, and then save. And that will create that unwinnable file. And now we get to see the plan in action. First, I start off by moving Ike to this square, and I just discard all 4 of his weapons. After that, I end the turn, and I move Boyd right underneath him. First, I discard Boyd's axe, then I shove Ike up 1 space because it helps with some movement later on. I move Titania right in front of him, and end her turn, and I discard Oscar's weapon. So right now, the only person who has any weapon in the chapter is Titania. She's got a steel axe and an iron axe. No one else has anything. Everyone else has discarded all of their weapons. A bunch of enemies are going to come to attack Titania during the enemy phase, and she takes them all out. I'll just fast forward to the end of the enemy phase right now. Now that the enemy phase has come to an end, I move Ike up to his full range of movement, and I move Titania up 1 space in front of the boss, and I kill him. After this, I'm going to move her back behind, or in front of Ike, just to make sure Ike isn't overwhelmed by people trying to attack him and he still survives this turn. Titania gets an iron axe from killing the boss, and so now she has 3 weapons, all of which we're going to discard on the next turn. That guy attacks Ike. They all go for Ike essentially, but I'll fast forward again until the end of the enemy phase. Alright, and now that the enemy phase is done, I discard all of Titania's weapons, and then I seize the point with Ike, and the chapter is completed. I save it, and that took me exactly 3 minutes and 25 seconds of game time. Now, in the next level, none of the characters have any weapons, and so there's essentially no way to complete this. And I've saved it, so resetting it won't do anything. But you can see Boyd has no weapons, Ike has no weapons, Riss has a heal staff, which isn't a weapon, and Oscar has no weapons. So no matter what these guys do, they cannot damage any of the enemies here, and the victory condition for this chapter is rout. So that means kill everyone, and they just can't fight back, and this is how the game is saved right now. There's no fail-safe Nintendo included to make sure that someone can't do this. I was honestly wondering if maybe the game would just give Ike an iron sword or something like that to prevent this from happening, but no. There's absolutely nothing you can do, and this is an unwinnable save file that you've created in just about 3.5 minutes. When this turn ends, Titania also shows up, but again, she doesn't have any weapons either from the discarding of the items from the last chapter. So yeah, nothing you can do here but watch your team just get hit by opponents. Even if you wear out the opponent's weapon durability, the game is still at a standstill. Titania has no weapons, none of them have any weapons. And this guy up here does have a steel axe that you can get if you kill him, but again, we don't have any means of killing him, and they have no means of self-damage. So this is an unwinnable save file created in 3.5 minutes. Thanks for watching.